Imagine the strongest man who ever lived, a man who calmed violent storms with a whisper, a man who stood face to face with demon-possessed legions and didn't flinch, a man who walked on water while others screamed in fear. He has never been afraid, not once. But now, look at him. It is midnight. We are in a garden of olive trees called Gethsemane. It is dark, cold, and quiet. But this man, Jesus of Nazareth, is on the ground. He is not just praying, he is trembling. He is gripping the dirt. And then, something biologically impossible happens. The capillaries in his forehead burst. Blood mixes with sweat and runs down his face. This is a rare medical condition called hematidrosis. It only happens under the most extreme, life-threatening stress imaginable. It happens when the human body thinks it is about to explode from fear. So the question is, why? Why is the man who conquered death afraid to die? Was he afraid of the nails? Was he afraid of the Romans? No. Countless martyrs have died singing while being burned at the stake. Surely the Son of God is braver than them. He wasn't afraid of the cross. He was afraid of something else. He was staring at an object that no human eye could see, but his spirit could feel. He was staring at the cup. When we hear the cup, we usually think of the Holy Grail. We think of the metal goblet Jesus used at the Last Supper just hours before. But the cup terrorizing Jesus in the garden wasn't made of gold, silver, or wood. It was an ancient, invisible, cosmic object. Listen to what Jesus screams out in the darkness. "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me." He asks 3 times. He is begging for a way out. He is looking into this cup, and what he sees inside it is so horrifying it nearly kills him before the soldiers even arrive. To understand what was in that cup, we have to go back, way back. We have to look at the secret codes hidden in the Old Testament prophets, because this cup has appeared before, and every time it appears, it brings total destruction. In the book of Psalm 75, we get our first clue. It says, "In the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red, and all the wicked of the earth shall drain its dregs." It is not a cup of blessing. It is the cup of God's wrath. Imagine a cup filled not with liquid, but with fire. The prophet Jeremiah gives us the most terrifying description of this object. God tells Jeremiah, "Take from my hand this cup filled with the wine of my wrath, and make all the nations to whom I send you drink it." God says that when they drink it, they will stagger and go mad. They will lose their minds. They will fall and never rise again. So what are the ingredients of this drink? Imagine every sin ever committed in human history. Every murder, every act of abuse, every genocide, every lie, every stolen penny, every moment of pride and hatred. Now, imagine God's justice. God is holy. He cannot just ignore evil. If a judge lets a murderer go free, that judge is corrupt. God is not corrupt. His anger against evil is real. It is a burning, holy fury against the darkness that ruins his creation. For thousands of years, that anger had been accumulating, stored up, drop by drop, filling the cup to the brim. That is what Jesus saw in the garden. He wasn't looking at a Roman cross. He was looking at the accumulated justice of God against the entire human race. He looked into that cup and saw the fires of hell. He saw the infinite spiritual agony that we deserved. And the Father was holding it out to him, saying, "Drink it, all of it." Here's the twist that changes everything. Jesus wasn't just afraid of the pain. Physical pain ends, you die and it's over. Jesus was afraid of separation. For all of eternity, billions of years before the world began, the Son and the Father were one.
perfect love, perfect connection. They had never, ever been separated. But to drink the cup of wrath meant that Jesus had to become sin. He had to become the target of God's anger. This is why he was sweating blood. He knew that the moment he drank that cup, the Father would have to turn his face away. The connection would be severed. He would be completely, utterly alone in the universe, absorbing the punishment for billions of people. The physical torture of the crucifixion, the whips, the thorns, the nails, that was just the visible part. The real torture was happening in the spiritual realm. The real torture was drinking the cup. The soldiers arrest him. The trial happens. They nail him to the wood. And as darkness covers the land for 3 hours, the cup is poured out. Jesus hangs in the void. He screams, my God, why have you forsaken me?" That was the moment. He was swallowing the judgment. He was taking the madness, the fire, and the death that was meant for you and me. He was drinking the poison so we wouldn't have to. The prophet said the wicked would drink the dregs, the bitter stuff at the bottom of the cup. But Jesus, the only innocent one, drained it dry. And then he whispered one final word, tetelestai. It means, "It is finished." Why did he say that? Because the cup was empty. There was not a single drop of wrath left for his people. He turned the cup upside down. So this is why Christians take communion. Have you ever noticed? In the Last Supper, Jesus took a cup, gave thanks, and gave it to his disciples. He said, "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." He took the cup of wrath, drank it all, and handed us back the cup of blessing. He took the poison and gave us the wine of life. He took the judgment and gave us the mercy. So the next time you feel like God is angry with you or that you are too far gone, remember the Garden of Gethsemane. Remember the sweat of blood. The cup of judgment is empty. Jesus drank it all, and he did it for you. If this story opened your eyes to what really happened on the cross, hit that like button and subscribe to Pit to Palace Stories. We dig deep into the mysteries of the Bible every single week. What do you think was the hardest part of the crucifixion for Jesus? The physical pain or the spiritual cup? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.